Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. And so you guys pretty much know that I have a heavy, intensive collection of Google Pixel phones, but I wanted to share my experiences using iOS devices, basically the iPhones. And I don't really make a lot of videos talking about it, so I figured I would just like crash it all into one. Because really, whichever iPhone that I've gotten, I've used, from time to time as like a backup device or something to compare Android to iOS with. Yeah. So first one I'm starting off with is the iPhone 7. I got this from B Tech Reviews, so shout out to him. And it has been a great phone since it arrived, and I put one of my SIM cards in it and was using it. It is locked to T-Mobile. That's the downside. I would have to have it like on T-Mobile in order to get them to unlock it. And I should have brought it with me when I went to go see my sister because she has a T-Mobile account. She could have just put one of the SIM cards in there for me. But anyways, even though it's locked to T-Mobile, it does work on some other carriers that are T-Mobile related, like Google Fi will work on it, as well as Q-Link Wireless that uses T-Mobile. Haven't tried throwing in my Boost Infinite T-Mobile SIM. Maybe I'll do that later. But nonetheless, I use it like an iPod now. So really, I just use it for listening to music, maybe watching some videos when I have my other devices charging. And the next one on my list kind of just makes up for, the iPhone 10s that my daughter's using, and that's the iPhone 10. I got this from my niece. So shout out to Cece for giving me her iPhone 10. And I gotta say that with this one, I mean, yeah, it feels like a step up from the 7, obviously. It actually feels really good, for what it is. I mean, iOS is not changed drastically when you kind of compare like the 7 to the 10. Anything with the user interface has not really changed. So therefore, everything's just pretty much familiar to just navigate apps on the home display. I don't really throw widgets on there. One thing I will say about iOS devices, uh, let's just call them iPhones, but like iPhones don't really have like the best battery at times. So less widgets on the home display means basically that I don't have to worry about battery being sapped up for something that's like not very super important or anything like that. I love the design of it. The design is actually pretty decent. That notch on the top does not bother me at all whatsoever, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Um, it is on iOS 16 still. It hasn't gotten an update to iOS 17, and it won't just because support has stopped for this device. So, with the experience that I've had with iOS and just how good it is. I mean, it's good. I'm not gonna like undercut it just because I like Google Pixels. Um, it's what made me want to go get an iPhone 12. Now, the reason I got the iPhone 12 is because it still supports a SIM card, and it's right around my budget range. Like most iPhone 13s that I saw that were for sale were going about $400 or $500, so I didn't want to drop that kind of money, on a new iPhone device. I know this is not like brand new, but it is new to my collection of phones, and it's actually stayed one of my daily drivers, as I'm in that area where I will support both iOS and Android and use them side by side. So really, that's just like the whole main thing about it. The phones are actually really good. From the user interface to the cameras to even the audio is really good. And a lot of people have pointed out that iPhones are like really great for taking video, and in fact that they are. They're actually pretty good with photos too. So, to be quite honest, coming from a Pixel fanboy, both Pixels and iPhones, in respect to, you know, them, they take really good photos. It's just more of a preference of what you want out of your photo. Like some people will want more vibrance in color. Some people will want some unnatural vibrance in the color. Some people will want a very mild, color, but more natural look. And really, it's all about preferences when it comes to it. But I will say this, from a Pixel fanboy, using any one of these iPhones has actually been a pretty good experience. Nothing I'm going to hate on just because I want to have a biased opinion. And in fact, they're pretty good. And I would say, yeah, they're worth picking up.